Okay, well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us tonight for the regular board meeting of Vallecitos Water District on Wednesday, February 5th, 2020. I'll call us to order, and Director Hernandez, will you lead us again into the flag salute, please?
Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll conduct a roll call. Diane, please. Or did we already do it?
Actually, we did do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
It came up.
Yes.
You let the record reflect that there's 4 board members in attendance and President Evans is absent tonight. And do we have any public speakers at this time?
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes unanimously. Yeah, are there any public speakers? I don't have any slips at this time.
Oh,
One out right under
Oh, sorry.
Mike Hunsaker speaking as president of the Twin Oaks Valley Property Owners Association.
Thanks, Mike.
And there you go. I've been asked by a number of citizens about easement clearance policies and operations. There have been complaints that they were told they had to move some sheds and other structures that had been approved by the county. And there was some issues of clearing bushes, but also expecting owners to start removing trees. Now, in various sections of the county and in the various cities of your district, there are protected trees. We have a number of 100-year-old oaks. And I'm requesting that a clear policy be developed and advertised so that people know what this easement clearing is all about. Now, I'm looking forward to some clearing because we live, well, we're in the Twin Oaks area. We're in one of the worst fire hazard areas in the state right now. We also have one of the most congested roads in the state, rural roads. So clearance is going to be a big factor. But we also have the fire departments going around asking people to clear their properties, which again is appropriate, but there's a question of whether or not there is a uniform plan for doing this. In the Las Cocas fire, some of the property owners, the large property owners, were not clearing their space, and a number of homes were severely threatened. So all of this needs to be coordinated and brought into one uniform, consistent structure between the fire department, the cities, and the Vallecitos Water District. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. And Clint, can you maybe give us a very high-level overview of what the water district's role is when it comes to clearing trees and how we communicate that?
Yeah, so the district doesn't have any responsibility for like defensible space for fire prevention. That's not our role. But we do, if we have an easement for one of our facilities, we do make sure that the easement is clear for personnel to get through there, for maintenance operations to get through there. We don't like large trees to be planted on top of a sewer line or a water line. I'm not aware of anywhere where there's a 100-year-old tree sitting on top of one of our facilities, but if there were, we would certainly go through an effort to coordinate with the property owner there. So I think it may be difficult to have a coordinated policy with all the other agencies, but we'll do what we can from our side.
But you do collaborate with the other agencies when appropriate?
We do, absolutely.
Okay. Super, thank you, and thank you, Mike. Okay, we'll move on to the consent calendar. All matters listed under the...
presentations.
My notes don't say presentations, but that's the best part, so we'll go ahead and skip to the presentations.
I'm there for you. You winged it.
Consent calendar. So anyways, I want to do the presentations anyway, so we're going to go ahead and move to the presentations. So I will turn it over to our General Manager, Glenn Pruitt, at this time.
Thank you, Vice President Sinella. So the first item, we actually have a special guest presenter who will present an award to a young man that lives in our service area. But before I do, it looks like, wow, there's a lot of people out there. We don't usually get this many people. And I don't know if everybody knows what Vallecitos does. So Vallecitos is a special district. We provide water, wastewater, and recycled water services to about a 40 square mile area, serving about 105,000 people. We are a member of CSDA, and so special districts are important, and that's what the video contest is about, and you're going to hear about that from Chris Palmer. And Chris is the Public Affairs Field Coordinator for CSDA. So Chris, I'll turn it over to you, and you can introduce our award winner.
Great, thank you, Glenn, and thank you to the board, Vallecitos Water District, for hosting us tonight. We're thrilled to be able to honor one of your constituents, Jordan Chan, who is receiving the third place scholarship check. As they would say in Del Mar, you finished in the money, so I think that's a good thing, right? So happy to be here representing CSDA and recognizing the work of this bright young man. Before we really get started, there's a couple of dignitaries I'd like to introduce before we get started. Representing the city of San Marcos, we have Mayor Rebecca Jones here. So, Mayor, thank you so much. Awesome. I love getting your email today saying you're going to be here. Thank you. Representing State Senator Brian Jones' office, we have Christy McDougall, who's over here. Yeah? Oh, I'm sorry.
We're going to switch. We'll tag team.
Aaron Andrews on behalf of State Senator Brian Jones.
That's okay.
That's totally on me.
McDougall with the woman Waldron's office. That's okay.
I can't believe I just screwed that up. Sorry, you guys. That's what I get for, I should have checked my notes more accurately. And also we have two members we have a local chapter, Special District Association, San Diego, California Special District Association, and we have two board members there. We have Board President Tom Kennedy, which is right over here. And Tom is the general manager for Rainbow Municipal Water District. And we also have another board member with the San Diego chapter, Diana Town with Rincon del Diablo Municipal Water District. And so now I'm going to turn it over to Tom Kennedy to say a few words about CSDA and a little bit about special districts and the video contest. And Tom, oh, there you are. Perfect. Go ahead.
He gave me a script to follow, but some of you know how I am with scripts, so I'll do what I can. Well, as you know, the CSDA is a statewide association for special districts, and it's a non-for-profit organization that whose mission is to help special districts thrive and whether they do a lot of training for governance. San Diego's chapter of the CSDA is an active chapter. We have a meeting on the 20th of this month, so make sure you RSVP. And as most of you know, special districts is the most local of all government, and we're here to serve our communities. Our districts are formed and operated by people in our communities to meet specific needs, as Glenn described for Vallecitos. We have all sorts of districts in our group. We have water, wastewater districts, healthcare districts, cemetery districts, and there's resource conservation districts and many other types. And so the CSDA's District Make a Difference video campaign was actually started in San Diego, and then we inspired the statewide contest to go. And this is our way to have awareness built in our local communities through the schools, and also to get some free videos that we can show around to people to promote special districts. Sorry, no, that's free. But it's really been our pleasure over the last 4 or 5 years to see this grow and to have more and more kids get involved and learn about special districts, many of whom didn't know anything about it. And when they show them around in their schools and whatnot, it really helps build awareness for who we are and what we do. And we look forward to people like Jordan growing up to be the future leaders in our communities as we go forward from there. And so with that, Chris, it's all yours.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. Well, let's get down to business and why we're here so we can honor this young man on getting his third place award and check. Now, the final stage of the statewide contest, we narrowed it down to 5 finalists statewide, and then we posted on the website open voting from the public, and we received over 1,200 votes statewide, and that is how Jordan was able to get third place. So let's cue the video, and so you can see all the work that Jordan did.
Oh, ain't that there a sight to see? Old Sally's house burning up like a match. Only there was some type of help. Well, Billy, Bob, Joe, you're in luck today. Who might you be? I'm Jordan, and I'm from the future. From the future? I've always wanted to go to let me show you something from my futuristic digital display. Hey Billy, this here behind me is a fire station, an emergency response system that helps with fire-related problems. There are also many other special districts, just as important as this one, including water, irrigation, parks and recreation, and healthcare districts, each playing a part in creating a safe and sustainable community. Now, back to you, Jordan. As you can see, special districts are a vital part of society, and without them, we'd end up in unfortunate circumstances. You know what? I'm gonna start the very first special district here in Hill Valley. Now you go have fun with that. Anyways, you can find out more about special districts at districtsmakeadifference.org. Also, share this video along with your friends to raise awareness about these special programs that help our state and other states so much. I'm Jordan from the future, and I hope you enjoyed.
Awesome.
And Jordan, I was such a slacker in high school, I could have never done any of that. Well, as you just saw, this video demonstrates both the talent and creativity while highlighting the many types of special districts that make a difference in your community. So now it is my pleasure to announce that Jordan Chan of Mission Hills High School as the 2019 Districts Make the Difference Student Video Contest third place winner. Jordan, come on up. Congratulations. So, I'm saying lots of good stuff about you tonight. So, Jordan's just a wonderful example of the talented young Californians we need leading in our communities and are the future of our communities. In his video will raise awareness and understanding of special districts serving our community, and CSDA is proud to support his academic career and encourage continued civic engagement. So, on behalf of the California Special Districts Association Board and staff, it's my honor to present you this check of $500 for being the third place winner of the contest. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, Tom and Diana, let's take a photo.
Well, before we do some photos, can we hear, I'm not sure if any of our other distinguished guests that are you going to be presenting today?
Oh, yeah.
Mayor?
Jordan's going to be up here for a little
Okay.
bit. So we have some other guests that are going to be.
Can we do the photos?
Oh,
at
you
the
want to do
end?
all the photos at the end?
Yeah, that way everybody can kind of take turns getting involved with Jordan. Is that okay?
Sounds great.
Okay,
No
cool.
problem. Well, first, let's call up the mayor of San Marcos, Rebecca
That's a
Jones,
good
to make
start.
her presentation.
Welcome, Mayor Jones.
Well, thank you so much. So it was exciting for me to watch a video. That's the second time I've actually seen it. Having someone bring fun to municipalities. It's a very dry subject, sorry to say that, but it is. And actually, I don't know if a lot of people out there know, but the San Marcos City Council also serves for the San Marcos Fire Protection District. We are the board of directors for that. So we are technically, I'm on a special district board as well, just as well as the Vallecitos board. So anyway, we'd like to recognize you because, again, you brought some fun to the sort of dry subject. It's kind of interesting, and I loved that you actually really kind of thought outside the box, and we'd like to recognize you for that. So, Jordan Chan. The San Marcos City Council does hereby provide this recognition for you for the winning an honorable certificate of recognition for winning the third place scholarship award. I didn't even know you were getting the $500 check, so that's actually pretty cool too. In the statewide video contest for the 2019 statewide districts Make a Difference student video contest. It is therefore with great pride and honor that the City Council of the City of San Marcos applauds and recognizes you today, Jordan Chan, for your impressive third place scholarship award for your video work on many ways special districts make a difference in California's communities. So today, it is presented to you February 5th, 2020. First time I've said that. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor Jones.
Thank you.
Aaron, did you have something to say?
Now we'll have Aaron Anders from Senator Brian Jones' office.
Good evening, everyone.
I'm Aaron Andrews. I'm here on behalf of State Senator Brian Jones. Jordan, great job on doing the video. Congratulations on all your civic engagement. And on behalf of Senator Jones, congratulations again on getting third place, and hopefully you'll keep it up more in the future.
Thanks.
Good evening. I'm Christy McDougall on behalf of Assemblywoman Waldron, and we too have a certificate for you to recognize that wonderfully creative video. And I know most people don't know what special districts are, and look at you in high school already engaged and learning, so we can't wait to see what you do in the future. And here's the certificate. It's not as good as that $500 check, but we hope you appreciate it just as much. And thank you very much. Congratulations.
Okay, we'll do photos here in a second, but I don't know if any of the other board members would like to share or say anything at this time?
Excellent job, excellent job. Keep up the good work. There's all kinds of opportunities in the future. I was part of the original group that started this video conference some years back, and I'm glad to see that it's upheld, and your quality is magnificent.
Thank you.
Director Lothar?
Yeah, I'd just like to congratulate Jordan. Great job, and maybe consider getting into the water and wastewater field.
Again, congratulations. Looks like you have a film career possibly coming up in the future. Are you into production more than?
Yeah, that is one of my interests, yeah.
Yeah, very good job. And I appreciate you used Fire Station #1 in San Marcos as your place to shoot. Thank you very much. Great job.
Yeah, and Jordan, just to echo and pile on with what everybody else has said, wonderful job. I would recommend getting into the digital or film industry. Water's great, but I think it's more lucrative if you go the other route. But great job, and you are from Mission Hills, right? So it's been quite a month for Mission Hills High School. There's a lot of talent coming out of there in more ways than one, right? With the Super Bowl and everything. So great job, and keep up the hard work, and good luck in your future endeavors in college and whatnot. Yeah.
Good job. A few words?
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for being here. I honestly don't expect this many people and this many official people. But yeah, thank you for everything. Like even these awards here mean a lot to me, and I know it wasn't like a huge extravagant video, but I love that you guys enjoyed it, and that makes me happy because I just like to see other people happy when they're also learning something. But yeah, thank you everybody so much.
Looks like you got some proud parents too.
Chris, I have a question of you. Do we get a copy of that, CSDA? Because we're putting a lot of our own productions on the SMTV, and that's another one we could put on.
Oh, yeah, they're all on our website, and I'll be happy to coordinate with Glenn and Chris on that, no problem. Be happy to do that. That concludes our presentation, so if it's okay with the board, we'd like to take some photos.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a couple moments to take some shots.
Fantastic.
Mind if I join you?
Of course, no, I'd welcome the entire board if you'd
Would you
like.
guys like to come down?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I don't know if it is or it isn't.
Right in front here, so we get the Vallecitos sign in the back there.
Good job, good job. Yeah.
All right.
Just let me know.
Great job, Jordan. Awesome.
I got all the back
So you will get a.
You did? Yes. I'm not sure everybody else did.
Rebecca.
Chris, they're calling you.
Sneaking in here.
Yeah, we can do a couple different sets too, so we can do one big one.
Yeah, we'll do one big one. Yeah, we're doing one big one now?
Yeah, do the big one, everybody's gonna
No hiding, Tom. Let her stand in front of you, Mike.
You can stand in front of us.
I'll have her scoot down.
Okay, got to scoot in a little tighter.
We're all friends now.
Turn sideways.
You would do good side too.
Got
Okay.
Can we do some separate ones? We have time to do that? Let's do one with the board first, and then we'll do the mayor, and then Senator, then the assembly.
Okay.
We're rotating it now.
Oh, wow, now that looks pretty nice. Great.
How about,
Let's hold the one with the.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, didn't I see a blur? Perfect.
On the 49ers.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was just gonna say,
You're a Jew, so it's good with me.
I can't compete with them.
Pretty cool.
Oh, sorry.
You're the mayor, you gotta take all the photos. Yeah.
Comes along with the territory. Photo.
I always have to make sure my hair is not all messy.
Okay.
Kind of messy today.
So,
This is what comes.
is that tight of a race? Oh, yeah, the Maya? What's that? Who's the other third one?
To his employees.
Oh, yeah.
It includes every town.
And you hold your check.
Where's the big check?
Don't get me started.
We get one with Chris.
That's why, what it says, I know he's a roof over.
Got it.
Thank you.
Apologize, guys, I'm gonna go home. My wife and I go to see 1917 tonight.
You have to stay for the whole meeting.
Saw JoJo Rabbit last night.
Yeah, that's a good one, yeah.
Thank all of you for hosting us
Thank you.
tonight. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you go see that tonight for an extra.
Yep.
This is what could have been. Yeah, very interesting.
There's a tie between Sharon Tate and the Hollywood industry.
Very interesting. But he really deserves, he did a great acting.
Well, congratulations again, Jordan. Thank you. Have a good night. Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, board, we're going to move on to the next presentation. We have 3 of them tonight. And so I'll turn that over to our general manager to introduce the second presentation.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So our second presentation. Okay. Yeah, our second presentation is to recognize one of our employees tonight. So Justin Shutt. Justin, if you can raise your hand there. So Justin joined us back in March 18th of last year, so he's been with us less than a year as a construction worker 1, and he recently passed his water distribution operator grade D2, which is distribution 2 exam with the State Water Resources Control Board. The exam covers a broad range of water distribution topics, including water main and storage tank disinfection, disinfection byproducts, chloramination, chlorine curve chemistry, cross-connection and backflow devices, flow rates and velocities, water quality flushing and sampling, valves, pumps, motors, and a number of other technical topics that include complex mathematical equations and water regulations. That's a lot. So this certification that he gets from the state is one of the technical requirements for construction worker one, which he is right now, to be considered for promotion to a construction worker two. So this is an important step on Justin's career here. So even though he's been here less than a year, he's already obtained this certification and he's gotten his Class A driver's license, which is another big step. And his supervisor and his O&M manager, Ed, are super happy with him, and I hear nothing but good things. And what a nice smile that Justin has, too. Look at that. So, and I think obtaining the D2 certification really demonstrates his commitment to both his profession and to Vallecitos. So that's really important. So I'd like to congratulate Justin and maybe ask him to come up and join the whole board, or Vice President Sanella, whoever wants to, for a photograph up front. And while everybody's going up there, just a point of interest, Justin's birthday is February 14th. So there's still 9 shopping days left if you want to buy Justin something.
On behalf of the board, thank you for your commitment to your professional development and everything that you're doing for our district.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Let's get 1, 2. Yep, good. All right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll move on to our next presentation. And again, I'll turn it over to General Manager Pruitt.
All right, our next and last presentation tonight. So as the board knows, we're a member agency of the Encina Wastewater Authority, and our EWA reps heard last week that EWA had received several awards from the California Water Environment Association. And the last presentation tonight is for a couple of awards that Vallecitos Water District received from the same organization. So rather than me present the awards, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Ryan Morgan. Where's Ryan? Ryan is our capital facilities senior engineer here at Vallecitos, and he happens to be the president of the San Diego section of CWEA. So I think it'd be more meaningful to come from Ryan. So take it away.
Thank you, General Manager Pruitt. Good evening, Board of Directors. On October 23rd, 2019, more than 1,000 organizations across the nation came together for Imagine a Day Without Water. Across the country, millions of Americans participated in raising awareness about the value of water. Vallecitos Water District produced a creative video to show our community how much we all depend on having safe, reliable water and wastewater services every day to communicate the true value of water. The video was promoted and well received on Vallecitos' social media outlets. On Saturday, January 25th, the local San Diego section of the California Water Environment Association hosted its annual awards banquet at the La Jolla Shores Hotel to recognize and celebrate accomplishments across the local water and wastewater industry. We look back at 2019 to present awards to our outstanding members, facilities, and collection systems for their contributions throughout the year, in addition to appointing the 2020 Board of Directors and Committee Chairs. Vallecitos Water District was presented with 2 awards in separate categories. The first for Community Engagement and Outreach Film Festival. Every 3 years, the Community Engagement and Outreach Committee hosts a film festival competition. The films are based on information and issues relating to the field of wastewater treatment. Vallecitos was awarded the category of semi-professional, which provides a nomination currently competing at the state award level. The second award for Community Engagement and Outreach Best Use of Social Media recognizes achievements in promoting awareness and understanding of water quality issues throughout the use of social media. So congratulations to Chris Robbins, Lisa Urabe, and Alicia Yerman for your hard work and dedication to community engagement and outreach in the San Diego section.
gonna take a picture of Chris and I? I'll take a picture. Does the whole board want to go down?
Getting our steps in for today.
If you give it to Ryan, he doesn't have to step on the ladder.
Well, Ryan's the president, so he should be.
Yeah, you get the picture.
But Ryan doesn't have to step on the ladder, so.
Was he gonna take a selfie? Is this already on, Chris?
It should be just ready. You should be
This
able
is
to
why we need
point
a PR
and
department.
Right? Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
Yeah. Sure, okay.
Are we all in?
We gotta squeeze it just a little more.
I sort of thought so. You need to go back for it. It's gonna take a while. All right. Thanks so much. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Taking out trash.
Question?
Director Hernandez.
When will we know about the state awards?
Those will be coming in the next month, probably the end of February, beginning of March.
And is there a presentation for those, or are they just delivered?
That's a good question. They could very well be presented at the annual conference, which happens at the end of March, and this year it's going to be in Reno. There'll be a awards presentation there probably. Otherwise, they'll be notified through the state board of directors.
Well, it might be nice if, in fact, they will notify that we are an award winner to have some representation at that meeting.
We'll have one. Definitely, I'll be there.
Okay.
And I'll be able to find out, pass that information along as it becomes available.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Jim, you were thinking more of a board member, weren't you?
I was just making an open remark. Let
We'll-
the chips fall where they may.
We'll keep the board apprised of our progress as we move through that.
Okay, it's always nice to have some really great presentations and to hear some good things about our employees and all the cool things that are going on in the community. So that was fun. Thanks, guys. Let's move on to the consent calendar now. All matters listed under the consent calendar will be voted upon one motion. There will be no separate discussion unless one of the board members or a member of the public requests to pull an item from the consent calendar, in which case it will be considered separately. Can I entertain a motion to approve?
Approval.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Okay, now we will move on to action items 2.1.
Yeah, I'll introduce it and then turn it over to Rob. So the board may remember several meetings ago, Mr. Lupa came in public comment and he was making an appeal for an annexation issue, and the board wasn't able to discuss it at the time, but we told you it would be scheduled soon, and here we are. So Rob's going to walk you through the issue, explain Mr. Lupa's concerns, and then give our recommendation. So, Rob.
Thank you, Mr. Prum. Good afternoon, Vice President Snell and members of the board. So I've got a short presentation for you here. I apologize. I know the general manager said we're done with presentations. I apologize. I do have one more for you, but I'll keep this one short. So basically, the intent of the presentation here is to kind of present staff's perspective on this area and give you a recommendation there for your consideration. I'll start off by giving the board an idea of where Mr. Richard Lupa's property is located. Mr. Richard Lupa is right here in the audience here, by the way. So Mr. Lupa owns two properties here, just off Nordall Road, north of Rock Springs Road. Those are APNs 228-010-25 and 24. So I'll just refer to these properties as 24 and 25 throughout this presentation. Parcel 24 currently receives service from the Vista Irrigation District and receives sewer service from us, Vallecitos here. That was by annexation here back in 2000. So parcel 25, which is the northern one shown in blue, currently vacant. Mr. Lupa is looking to combine the properties into one parcel and also put an auxiliary dwelling unit on parcel 25. He currently has a residence on parcel 24. Parcel 25 is currently within the Vallecitos, the Vista Irrigation District water service area. However, it is not within any sewer service district at the moment. Vista Irrigation does provide, it has infrastructure in place that front both of these properties, and Vista has told us that they do intend to serve both properties water, if the case being there. Vallecitos does not have water infrastructure fronting the properties. It's actually further south here, right off Rock Springs Road. However, we do have sewer infrastructure that does front both properties here. So Ordinance 200 covers annexations and detachments. If the board recalls, a couple months ago, I was up here talking about that there during the Mr. Wilmot's detachment there, and I think that was back in December. This time, we're going to talk about Section 2.5 of that ordinance. Section 2.5 states that if a property is looking to get sewer service from the district, they must also annex into our water service area. So in other words, they need to annex both water and sewer just to receive sewer service from the Vallecitos Water District. And the ordinance was set up this way here because we believed that was a LAFCO requirement. Recent discussions with LAFCO are showing otherwise, actually. Apparently, what we're finding out here is that our policy is in conflict with the way that the State Board of Equalization does business. In other words, the State Board of Equalization does not allow a single property to be within two separate water districts' water service areas at the same time. You can have it within two different water districts if one's doing water service and the other's doing sewer. So it could be in Vista Irrigation District's water and Vallecitos' sewer, but it can't be both within Vista Irrigation's water and Vallecitos' water at the same time. So in essence here, what we have is a conflict with Ordinance 200. And if you recall here from the January 15th board meeting here, Mr. Lupa also made the request that the board waive the requirement to annex parcel 25 into our water service area and just allow the annexation into our sewer improvement district A. So basically, after evaluating this here in the conflicts, there's a couple alternatives available that staff would like to discuss with the board. The first one being we could waive the requirement for parcel 25 to be annexed into our water service boundary, very similar to the request that Mr. Lupa made. This would allow a sewer-only annexation here. It would not annex into our water district. The result would be that both parcels 24 and 25 would be within Vista Irrigation's water service area, and they'd both be within Vallecitos' sewer improvement district A. And that would allow the two properties to merge as Mr. Lupa has requested. This is the most straightforward approach. It also allows Vista Irrigation to continue servicing parcel 24 like they are now, and of course they would also serve parcel 25. The downsides here, the disadvantages would be this would require a waiver of Ordinance 200, Section 2.5. And of course, we would also not collect water annexation fees for the property, which total about $6,500. Alternatively, another option would be we could require that both parcels 24 and 25 detach from Vista Irrigation District's water service area and attach to Vallecitos for both sewer and water service. So with that, both of these parcels would be within both our water, they'd be both water and sewer customers of the Vallecitos Water District in that sense. This would be consistent with our Ordinance 200. The downsides, though, are this does add annexation costs to Mr. Lupa in the order of about $13,000. That would not occur if ordinance 200 was waived. And also, this would require an exchange agreement with the Vista Irrigation District, because essentially, since we don't have infrastructure in that area, they would basically, Vista Irrigation would be serving water to a Vallecitos customer on our behalf. So coming to the staff recommendation here, first thing is staff definitely needs to have additional discussion with LAFCO and the State Board of Equalization here regarding exactly what the reasoning is behind this, and make sure that we have everything complete. There's a possibility that we'll be bringing revisions to section 2.5 of ordinance 200 back before the board within the next few months here. So staff will work with legal counsel to try to resolve this issue. In the meantime, we don't want to hold up a property owner here from trying to, make his arrangements and build a second home while we're kind of going through our bureaucratic process here. So what staff is doing is we're recommending waiving requirement for annexation of parcel 25 into Vallecitos's water service boundary, and approve a sewer-only annexation into our sewer improvement district A. We're not making this recommendation because of a hardship here. We're making this recommendation because we have a potential conflict with the State Board of Equalization annexation policy. We'd have a different recommendation if that weren't the case here. But with that there, staff, myself there, would love to answer any questions that you have on this.
And if I can add real quickly, I think it's important, the board has talked in the past about reviewing ordinances and policies, and this kind of falls under that, but sometimes you can't see a problem with an ordinance until a specific issue is in front of you. So this is an example of something came up, we realized it created a conflict, and we're trying to work with the property owner while realizing we need to amend the ordinance in the future.
Director Martin.
You've discussed this with Mr. Lupa?
At length?
We haven't discussed this with Mr. Lupa at length here. We've had some conversations. We've let him know that we, of course, intended to bring this before the board here, and we did let him know what our recommendation was going to be.
All right. Mr. Lupa, I see you raising your hand, and that's fine. You're more than welcome to come up to the microphone and speak. And then before you leave tonight, if you could fill out one of these yellow forms.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Board of Directors, it's my pleasure to be today and try to present from my side also the situation. Number one, these two parcels number, there is only one legal lot, and I present last time when I was at public hearing here, a letter from the zoning department, San Diego County Zoning Department, which proves of this, that two parcels number, but in fact there's only one legal lot, which makes situation as of now, I got already to this legal lot service from Vallecitos for sewer, and I got water service from Vista. But when gentleman presented second option to disconnect from Vallecito, from Vista and connect to Vallecito, this cost, total cost would be $65,000, because there's not only annexation, it's disannexation from Vista, there's the annexation to LAFCO. Each annexation, this annexation is separate fee. I talked to LAFCO extensively, and they told me approximate cost, so that would be about $65,000. And as of now, I already submitted the plans for ADU for this addition, for this unit, which could be built on the same lot. And the only problem which I got right now to get the sewer with this waiver. In this case, I'd be able to build this ADU unit on my property. I could wait because Vista Water District told me, so they are planning to transfer the service, water service to Vallecito anyway. But I don't know when. It could take a year, could take 2 years, could take 5 years. I would like to build this house right now. I'm 72 years old. I could wait, but I would prefer to have this house as of now. This is a small house which is actually a house, and San Diego County already pre-approved me. So the only problem I got right now is this sewer service, which I could have waived. I could easily connect this house. I have no other option. If I need to go for option 2, I can't do this at all.
So just to clarify, you're in support of staff's recommendation?
Yes, number 1, I mean option 1.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lupin.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Move to approve option 1.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Lupa. And just to clarify with staff, kind of an afterthought, is, one of your, I guess you said, considerations or drawbacks of this, this waiver was that we wouldn't receive the $6,600 in annex fees, right? But from what it sounded to me was that you guys, we don't have the water, the capacity to serve water anyway, so there's no impact on our system, there's nothing, there's no reason to collect the fee because it's not touching our system, right?
Well, it would, in essence here, and this would be if we went under the second option, for instance, we would do an exchange agreement with the Vista Irrigation District. We would still collect the annexation fee at that time, and then essentially Vista Irrigation District would be serving the property on our behalf. So technically, they're still our customer in that sense. Just VID is serving them because they have the infrastructure in place.
I understand. That kind of a little tricky as well, so, thank you, guys. Okay. We will move on to item 2.2, California Special Districts. Man, they're on our agenda a lot tonight. Board of Directors call for nominations. Are any board members want to nominate anybody for CSDA? Going once? Anybody interested? Okay. So Glenn, I don't know if will you share that message, or is there no response?
We just won't submit anything.
Okay. Okay. We'll move on to 2.3, San Marcos State of the City Address, meeting attendance, per diem, and expense reimbursement. We discuss this every single year, as you guys are familiar. Hopefully, we'll have a chance sometime at some point to, make this so that it doesn't have to come back to us every year. But for now, we have to vote on this every year.
Move to approve.
Okay, got a motion to approve?
With a caveat.
Okay.
That we put this on the next agenda and put it on our list of recommended things that we're allowed to do, so we don't have to do this every year.
I
On
agree.
the next agenda.
Okay. Any concerns with that?
No.
Okay, so we'll add that to the motion. There's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes unanimously. Thank you, gentlemen.
Can I bring something up a little out of order, I guess, but the way
Depends.
this gentleman handled this thing tonight was the way that people should handle it. They have a problem, come to us, we're the people that can solve it. Rather than some people trying to go to intermediaries that can't do anything but mess it up. If they come directly to us, we can take care of their problem, as we just took care of his instantaneously. Thank you, board, great job.
Thank you, Director Martin. Okay, general manager reports.
Yeah, 2 real quick items. So due to the upcoming Urban Water Institute conference, the regularly scheduled meeting on February 19th will be canceled, and we will reschedule a special meeting for Wednesday, February 26th. So basically just delaying the meeting a week. And last item is just a reminder that the public rate hearing will be on Thursday, February 27th. That's all I have.
Okay.
What time is that hearing?
I believe it's, I want to say 5 o'clock. I think it's 5
It's a
o'clock.
standard meeting.
Yeah. No, it's a special meeting for the rate, but I believe it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Okay. District Legal Counsel?
I just had one item that may be of interest. SB 50, which you may be familiar with, has been floating for several years. It's to allow upzoning in of single-family neighborhoods for transit-oriented residential development. It died a death this week again, but it appears from all the conversations that it's going to get recirculated. I don't know how that may affect the hillside property given its orientation, et cetera. But interesting bill. It seems to give new life all the time relative to the housing crisis as being defined in California. Seems to be driving everything, so.
And
That's
my
SB 50.
my understanding, it would take away a lot of local control?
It would. That's been one of the municipal oppositions to it, is that it would take away local control relative to zoning and other aspects, so. But the state keeps trying to push it through.
So if there are any relevant changes or just any updates on that, if you can keep our team and our consultant informed as they go through that process with the hillside, that'd be great.
Sure, thank you.
We will skip the Water Authority in Director Evans' absence. Any updates from the Encina Wastewater Authority?
I have one. I attended the last meeting of the board and basically went over what our goal setting is for this coming year and a couple of closed session items that we'll be discussing again at our next meeting. And it had to do with leasing of the property and different entities that are now looking at the property. And actually, some of them are looking to expand and some of them are looking for exclusivity. So it's still in the works as the south parcel as far as leasing it.
Anything from your end?
No, I was not at the meeting.
Okay. Any standing committee reports?
No.
Has anybody met?
No standing.
Okay. I believe Finance Committee meets on the 11th, I believe. So that's coming up next week.
Yep.
Anybody want to share anything from recent meetings or conferences or seminars?
Yes.
Okay, Director Martin?
I have a couple. It's been very busy. Month of January, on the 16th.
Microphone, please.
Oh, sorry. Okay. On the 16th, San Marcos had his GPAC meeting, General Plan Amendment Committee meeting, and we were introduced to the consultant that's been chosen by the city to move this forward. They're recently relatively new into the system. They maybe should have been picked earlier, but they need a couple of months to catch up with us. So the next meeting isn't until May, but we're trying to get them to fast track it to move this thing along. I happened a meeting with Ramona Finella the other day. It wasn't a meeting, I ran into at Albertsons, and we discussed the lack of enthusiasm. Seemingly, it's waning because nothing's happening. We're having meetings, and then 2 months of waiting, we're having another meeting, and now 3 months before you have another meeting. So she's trying to move that along as best as she can. So CAWA meeting on the 21st, and of course, the 2 days we're at CASA, but I'm going to let our board member report on the CASA. The Southern California Coalition met, and that was a group that last year when we met in Carlsbad, and it was very interesting to all of us, and this was as interesting, but Jim was there, and I'll let him report out on that. North County EDC met in Carlsbad at the Green something, I can't remember the name. Huh?
Green Dragon.
Green Dragon. I had never heard of it, but it's a great meeting place over in Carlsbad, and very nice. As a footnote, it's across from Tip Top Meats, which is great meats and fish. But they had 2 developers there, interesting. Both were in Oceanside, and one was talking about his grandiose plans. And I asked them both the same thing when the other one got done with their grandiose plans. I said, how much affordable housing are you putting in these? Well, the developer from Oceanside looked at me like I had 3 heads and went, well, you know, we asked, what does that mean, affordable housing? And I went, well, affordable housing, state mandate, as a guideline. We haven't done that yet. And the other woman said, no, we're not going to have any on-site affordable housing whatsoever. So I think it's cities like that that need to wake up and come into the present and understand that affordable housing needs to be part of their project. And you can't just put it all in one section. You got to put it out where it belongs. So, I mean, that was kind of aggravating, but it was good to see that Newland Sierra was there, and they have theirs, of course, which contrary to to the beliefs that they're pushing out there, they do have affordable housing, and it is deed restricted affordable housing that's going to go out there. So that's the only large developer developing that actually is looking at some of the housing, not all of it, but some of the housing for the working population. That's it. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ellicott?
Yeah, I attended the CASA Winter Conference, January 21st to the 23rd in Indian Wells. I attended the CASA Board of Directors meeting for January. I attended roundtable discussions on branding your agency and the California, and another one on the California expanded air quality requirements, which I guess it's called the air toxics rule. I don't remember the assembly bill number, but it was pretty eye-opening. You know, but before this bill was passed, there was about a dozen constituents that needed to be tested on a regular basis. And this law expands that to over 800. And a lot of these constituents, there's no test method developed in order to detect these, so it's sounded kind of backwards to me, but that was pretty eye-opening. It may be of interest to the folks at EWA on their generator and solids handling issues. There was a keynote speaker, Maggie Fry, who had a great discussion on employee mentoring and advocacy, panel discussions on future workforce development, and most notably intern and volunteer programs, which I thought there was a lot of good ideas presented there. And on the last day, there was the usual federal and state legislative updates. So I'll leave it at that.
Director Hernandez?
I too attended both the regional conference and the CASA. And the item that I took out of CASA was a rebuttal of an EPA document that on biosolids. Couple that with the organization in this up by San Francisco, their restrictions on delivering biosolids are just over the top. If that were down here, we'd be in trouble at Encina because of where it has to go. And talking with one of the participants, if Arizona turns off their, or Yuma turns off their acceptance, we are going to be in some real trouble here. So, but it brought to view that biosolids are great, they're healthy for the soil and all that, and I don't understand EPA's condemnation of it other than there is that yuck factor that we're going to all get over sooner or later. And the regional conference was good. It wasn't as good as the one down here, but you know, it's to draw the dice. Very good. That was it.
Super. Moving on to 4.1, more of an FYI. The Aqua Spring Conference is coming up May 5th through 8th in Monterey, so let Diane know if you're going to be attending that. And then 5.1, is there any director's comments or future agenda items? Hearing none, we'll move on to 6.1, which is adjournment. So, move to adjourn.
6 o'clock.
Okay.
Right on.